Hey guys, Mark here with
Michael Anthony Fitness.
Mad as Hell Michael Anthony Fitness. Reactions. So we got some bad news. I'm on the road. It'll take forever for this to upload because it's kind of out in the country here, but the trees are beginning to turn. And I tell you what, next week or two, it's going to look beautiful. I'll get up on top of the mountains and show you what it looks like in the fall. I love the trees. But we got bad news. Unless you're Tyler Badass. Joe Looney is now, originally they said it was a sprained MCL and that they thought that he'd be back in a couple of weeks and stuff. Turns out it's actually worse than they thought. He is gone for the season. And Michael, you were talking about this year that the NFL basically did that money grab.
No, NFL and NFLPA.
That
Both of them did.
you
We're not going to have any preseason.
you care to expand on what you're talking about?
They just don't care about the players.
Well, they definitely.
All they care about is the NFL making money and the players making their money. They don't care about the product on the field. And they had the Super Bowl till any Sunday in February, so should have held off and had Super Bowl at the end of February and then said we're going to start season.
Well,
late.
the reality is right now, you got to start now thinking about the season being in jeopardy after what happened with the Titans. And then you have Cam Newton testing positive. There was a player in New Orleans, I think, that tested positive, and then a backup quarterback, practice squad quarterback. So now all of a sudden we're beginning to see cases of COVID. It's still conceivable that the season could end up not being the full season. And the fact that you ended up having training camp basically being the first couple of
That's
weeks.
not the concern.
We're gonna strengthen
The
conditioning.
concern is that they don't have proper off season,
They
and they're not going to have it moving forward because they're having less.
Well, they did change.
practices.
They did change that. Well, that was but see, it was
They don't have proper.
the NFL making the deal with the devil, so to speak, because they wanted to have that 17th game. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
they're not having
we'll
that
shorten the off season. Well, less practices for you guys. But I'm telling you that the practices actually make the players in better shape and better condition and better technique to keep from getting hit. I see too many guys that don't know how to tackle, that they're literally just trying to make themselves a guided missile and just use their head, and that's why you're seeing all these concussions. Now the players are getting bigger and they're stronger and they're faster, and when they hit, they're hit more violently than when I was playing football and stuff, because they are bigger and stronger. When I was in college, Dave Butts pretty much was the only 300-pound player in the NFL, and everybody looked at him and said, "Oh my God, he's a giant." Now 300-pound guys it's like, if you don't have 300-pound guys on your team, what's wrong with you? So they've gotten bigger, they've gotten faster. We didn't have defensive linemen that could run 4.6s and 4.7s. No, they're running 5.0s. And when you see somebody the size of Calais Campbell, 6'8" and about 310 pounds, and hitting you, you've got to have technique. You got to learn how to be able to take a hit. You got to learn how to fall right. You got to learn how to making sure that you're taking shorter steps and stuff, that you're not planted in the ground, where when you get hit and you're planted and the guy's 350 pounds, something's got to give, and it's usually an ACL. So thoughts and prayers out to Joe Looney, lost for the season. If there's anything that we look at and say, for the most part, our offensive line has been better at absorbing injuries than any place else. Tyron Smith, we didn't hear anything bad about him after the game, so maybe he's okay, and he's missed his games for the season. And Badass, Kellen Moore said he didn't have any concern with him going out there at being the center. In fact, I think Connor Williams plays better with Badass as the center. Don't ask me why, but it just seems that way. But this is that crazy season that Michael's right, that they should have had taken the season and kicked it down further and let the guys have more training camp, maybe a couple preseason games to get themselves in shape. Because this sucks to keep losing player after player after player. It's just hard to take. Just keep getting hit. Maybe they should have just said, you know what, screw having a season this year. All right, y'all. We still on the road. I'll see you guys when I get back to the man cave, because it'll probably be about then before this actually gets up there. Peace out.